Thank you, sir. I was reading the proclamation that you cited, and there's a number of items that are listed in the proclamation. The one you've referred to states, legislation that provides a revised congressional redistricting plan in light of the constitutional concerns raised by the United States Department of Justice, or U.S. Department of Justice, how it reads. It's within the power and the purview of the governor to convene the legislature in a special session and set the agenda for that session. Is that your understanding?
Subject to the rules of the House and the Constitution, yes.
Is there any obligation upon I'll stick with the Texas House because I don't think the Texas Senate has rules. Is it incumbent upon the Texas House to take up and pass legislation in furtherance of the governor's call? Is there any mandate that we must do so?
All legislative power is vested in the legislature. It's up to the legislature at its discretion. It's the chair's intention to take up this process, if at all, in the two phases mentioned.
Yeah, and I appreciate you lining that up because I think it allows for us to understand the process that we're going to undertake. But we don't have legislation before us today. There is no bill. And I know that your intent is to take public testimony at this hearing today, one in Houston and one in Arlington in the next several days. How is that public testimony going to inform proposed legislation?
All information that flows through the committee is available to committee members to guide them in making any decision, whether or not to file a bill, what the bill may look like, what amendments they may want to do to any type of bill. And so the first stage is to hear from the public to determine what they believe about whether they'd like to see revisions, and if so, what kind. And then that feedback can certainly be taken into account.
And is it the chair's intent to hear that testimony and then as the chair engage in drafting the legislation to bring forward?
I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I would say that we're going to hear from the public, and then once we get through that hearing in Dallas on Monday, then we'll evaluate what next steps we take.
So if that process was housed with the chair, how would the public testimony inform your drafting of that legislation?
That would be a hypothetical. I wouldn't be able to answer that at this time. I think the general expectation, and of which I've attempted to operate it the whole time I've been in the legislature, is that everyone that comes to a public hearing and gives testimony, that testimony is taken into account.
Mr. Chairman, I appreciate the time to ask questions. I know we have a number of members of the public here to testify, and to those members that are waiting to testify, members of the public waiting to testify. This is an opportunity, as the chair stated, to let your opinion be known, and that this process should be and must be informed by your opinions about what we should or shouldn't be doing. There is no obligation for us to do this at all. At all. And I look forward to hearing from the public about whatever opinion they have on these maps. And my hope is that whoever engages in drawing these maps, because in the past it's been the chair, but whoever engages in drawing these maps and proposing this legislation also listens intently to the testimony that we're going to gather over the next several weeks. So thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.